Good day. I'm Chris Gunn. Welcome back to Simple Modern Agile. In our last session, we explored the formula, the foundation of modern Agile. Today, we're taking a deeper dive into one of its core best practices, planning. Planning is one of the most complex and essential best practices. This video will review the concepts that matter the most. There's a lot to unpack, and each idea plays a key role in helping teams create clarity and alignment. Most of my videos are under 10 minutes, but because planning carries more substance, this one might run a little bit longer, closer to 13 minutes. There's a lot to cover, but it's worth the extra time. Sometimes called big room planning. Planning is often overlooked, yet it's the foundation of every successful team. Remember, failure to plan is planning to fail. To succeed, you need to dedicate time to the big picture. It's the most painful step, very time consuming. It'll give you an illusion that you're trapped in meetings, a symptom of a backlog out of control. This goes away once the team matures and the process develops. When we skip it, work becomes painful and time consuming. We start overthinking, getting stuck, and lose momentum. The key is to keep it simple, focused on clarity instead of complexity. Big room planning can sound overwhelming at first, but it becomes much simpler when you break it down into clear steps. Stakeholders align on what matters most. The product owner turns those priorities into large pieces of work, and the developer breaks down them into small, actionable tasks that a team can deliver. When everyone plays their part, the whole process feels straightforward and manageable. The goal is to identify what's important and make sure it's worked on. Planning, it's one of the most vital practices in simple modern Agile, but there's more to it than just scheduling work. We'll explore how time boxes create focus, how a solid framework keeps teams aligned, and how a clear roadmap connects vision to action. We'll look at refinement, the art of continuous improvement, and wrap it up with lessons learned, turning experiences into growth. Planning isn't just a meeting, it's how teams build momentum, clarity, and confidence together. In this segment, we're exploring the concept of the time box, a defined amount of time to get work done. Time boxes create focus and discipline. They help teams commit to outcomes within a clearer boundary, keeping progress visible and predictable. For stakeholders, the time box often spans 1 year, divided into three key phases: run, maintain stability, and ensure operations stay smooth; growth, build momentum, improving processes, expanding capabilities; transform, innovating boldly, turning insights into lasting change. Each phase builds on the last, creating a rhythm that balances delivery with continuous improvement. When a team respects the time box, they don't manage time, they master it. Time boxes create rhythm, focus, and accountability. They help stakeholders and teams align around outcomes and priorities. At the top, we have the stakeholder time box, which spans a year, divided into three phases: run, grow, and transform, each representing a different level of investment and impact. From the stakeholders time box, priorities are set. These priorities flow down into the team time box, where real work begins. The team time box is built from stakeholders' epics, translating vision into action. Scrum teams' work is in sprints, typically 2 to 3 weeks long, focusing on short, iterative delivery. Kanban teams operate in 12-week cycles, emphasizing continuous flow and efficiency. Together, these time boxes connect long term strategy with short term execution. ensuring every sprint and cycle contributes to the bigger transformation. When stakeholders and teams share the same rhythm, Agile becomes predictable, purposeful, and powerful. In this segment, we're exploring the framework, the structure that helps teams set priorities and align work across every level of the organization. The framework connects three layers of planning: epic, feature, and story, each with its own owner and time horizon. At the top, we have epic, owned by stakeholders. It represents the big vision, 1 year goals that define direction and investment. Next is the feature, owned by the product owner. This is where strategy becomes tangible, 12-week objectives that deliver measurable progress towards the epic. And finally, the story, owned by the developers. These are 30-day deliverables, the actionable tasks that bring features to life through collaboration and craftsmanship. Together, these layers create a rhythm of accountability, from vision to execution, ensuring every story connects back to the feature and every feature supports the epic. That's how Agile teams stay aligned, focused, and ready to deliver value at every level. The Agile Roadmap brings our framework to life. Each epic defines the major initiative owned by the stakeholder, the big picture for the year. Feature breaks down those epics into deliverable capabilities managed by product owners over 12 weeks. Stories turn features into actionable tasks for developers completed within 30 days. Together, they connect strategy to execution, showing how every story supports the feature and every feature drives an epic. That's how Agile turns vision into measurable progress. Roadmap refinement. Once our Agile roadmap is defined, we move into roadmap refinement, a collaborative cycle that ensures clarity and confidence before work begins. In the first section, stakeholders identify what needs to be done, the big ideas and priorities. The second session brings the product owner who creates shells and defines what can be done. Next, the team refines stories and provides a vote of confidence, confirming feasibility and readiness. Finally, in the fourth session, stakeholders and the team review features to be started and reaffirm that confidence. This continuous loop keeps everyone aligned, turning vision into actionable, validated work. Lessons learned. Every planning cycle offers lessons and opportunities for continuous improvement. Early on, we learned that having too many people in the first meeting slowed progress. The correction: limit your audience to keep focus. Teams tend to overcommit and underdeliver. The fix: focus on one epic per time box and maybe two features to stay realistic. We found that too much detail in meetings running too long. The adjustment: keep sessions short and focused. Become prepared to limit discussion and drive decisions. These small corrections build momentum, turning mistakes into mastery through continuous improvement. As we wrap up our look at planning best practices, the message is clear. Effective planning drives clarity, confidence, and continuous improvement. Over the years, I've seen bad planning consistently fail. It will show up in other best practices, especially ceremonies and monitoring. It eats away at the team's morale and confidence. I've seen it succeed when following the formula. Keep your audience focused, your scope realistic, and your meetings short and purposeful. Align every epic, feature, and story to deliver measurable value, and use lessons learned to refine each approach and each cycle. When teams plan with intention, they execute with precision. That's how Simply Modern Agile turns planning into progress and progress into performance. We've taken a closer look at planning, one of the core best practices of the formula. Planning isn't just about scheduling work, it's about creating alignment, clarity, and shared purpose. When teams plan together, they build trust and set a foundation for success. Defining the goals of each meeting and knowing who should attend ensures that every conversation moves us forward, focused, intentional, and outcome driven. That's why planning is essential to the formula. It transforms ideas into action and connects people to purpose. I'm Chris Gunn, and this is Simply Modern Agile. Thank you for watching. We'll see you in the next chapter. Thank you for your participation.